So the first thing I would tell you is know your number, what it costs you to live your life, what your survival number is, and know what the costs are associated with it. That's called like putting it on a spreadsheet or living in a budget. Ugh, yuck. And then you got to actually look at what that number is, and then you got to compare it to the real world. Did I under or over? We have a really cool spreadsheet that Mary Weaver worked up here that has the annual number, and then it breaks it down monthly, and then every month I can go plug in those deals real nerdy like and see, am I over or under on my budget? Do I need to adjust my budget? Now there's these things called planned expenses. Okay, so planned expenses are car, house, these things we know about. Then there's this whole other category called unplanned expenses. Kind of like in February of this year, I have this really cool pool, and it's got a, you know, back in 2003 when I bought the house, of course, I wanted the Rolls Royce of pools, you know, because I had everything figured out. So I had a pump that pumps the pool, I have a pump that does the robot, and I have a pump that works this waterfall over this grotto. It's totally cool, I love this thing. But inside of 40 days, all 3 pumps went out. And then I thought I had that all resolved. I'm like sitting in the hot tub, watching the sunset, ain't it great? All of a sudden the water level starts dropping. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It's like, oh, no, the filter sprung a leak. Like, oh, you can't just buy the top half of that piece. You got to buy the whole, oh, and by the way, that little gizmo that plugs into it, we got a new one now that fits a different size valve. So, oh, it's only $1,700. Come on, what's the problem here, you know? It's like wham, wham, wham. So all these unplanned, unexpected expenses. And if you reflect on your life in the last 24 months, I bet you've had an unplanned expense. So when you start getting clear on what those are, then you can get clear on how to plan for them the best that you can. Now, stuff always hits us, don't get me wrong. We have this big pie, okay? Okay, so this is called I know what I know. I think I know what I know. Do I really know? Proof of knowledge is really about capacity to think and act effectively with it, not just saying that you do. That's called arrogance. And we do that. We lie to ourselves. It's the same thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm good at that. Go, well, are you really? Do you have any accomplishments that prove that? No, not really, but I just say that I'm good at it, and so I believe that I'm good at it. Okay. Or there could be stuff I'm really good at. I've been doing mortgages for 27 years. I'm pretty damn good at this game, okay? I would say, I don't know if I'm gonna take virtuoso, but I'll say expert, definitely. You know, maestro, I don't know. We can argue that point. Then you got, you know what you don't know. Yeah, I know that it takes oil to run a car, but I don't really know how to change my oil. I know that somebody else knows how to do that, but I don't know how to do that. Change your oil. Nope, don't have proof of knowledge, can't do that, nor do I want to learn it. Then there's this whole world of stuff. You don't know what you don't know. This is called cognitive blindness. This will jump up and bite you in the butt every time. Because this is where you don't see it coming, and it's like a brick that hits you upside the head. So how do you plan for that stuff? On a certain level you can, but on a lot of levels you can't. Okay, so you do the best you can to learn fundamentals, okay? And when you look at fundamental things in the marketplace, like, you know what? Every time I see that happen, this usually happens. Now there are black swans, okay? There's these weird things that happen out there that you can't predict. I get it, okay? But you can't focus on that. Those are over here and you can't do anything about it, okay? So what you want to do is focus on the stuff that you can do something about.